This playthrough is rated T for teen.
Greetings and salutation, viewers. Valdemar back here with another episode of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Previously on Knights of the Old Republic, we were on Endar Spire. We found our way off of it. Found an escape pod in Carther Nassi, our two-pistol-wielding friend over there, and we got an escape pod. Got knocked out for a couple of days, but luckily Carth had our back and set us up with this nice, sweet apartment over here. Yeah, just two dude bros just hanging out, drinking beer, getting pizza, and calling up all the ladies. Oh wait, there's a lady we need to save, Bastila Shan. She's somewhere on this planet. We need to find her. Not necessarily we need to save her, we just need to locate her. Perhaps she's indisposed, perhaps she's knocked out, perhaps she's hiding from the Sith. We don't know. We gotta get started. And, funny thing, we were supposed to, Car's like, oh, we gotta stay to ourselves, don't make a lot of trouble. And the first thing that happens when we step outside of the apartment is we get attacked by Sith soldiers and we have to kill them. Luckily, the aliens here got our back, and they're gonna get rid of the bodies for us. So before we do that, we leveled up last episode. Let's go and do that really quickly before we continue with the game. Always want to get persuade, unless you're a scoundrel, then you can level that up, whatever. But always make sure persuade is viable. Unfortunately, because it's a cross-class skill, we can only level it up every 2 levels, so keep that in mind. And I always want to have treat injury up, because that'll help us even to the in-game stuff. And feats. In this case, since the obvious ones are not available right now, I want to go with the one that'll help us with in-game stuff as well, which is conditioning. This will raise our savings throws, so we'll be a bit better. Harder for us to get poisoned and stuff like that. So anyway, with that out of the way, let's grab this backpack, the one that the Sith dropped. Nice. Got a couple adrenalines. I'll try to use those in certain situations, like boss battles, quote unquote, although there's very few actual boss battles in this game. We also get a poison grenade. It'll do small amount of damage, but it'll mainly poison them, so the longer the fight is, the more damage they take. I think, if I remember, poison, it runs out after so many turns. I think it's like seconds, like 60 seconds or something like that. I'll have to look up the grenade, but yeah, it's an over-the-time thing, so if you're fighting like tough enemies or whatever, might use it. I don't use them very often, because, like, if I was playing harder mode and I needed to dink their damage, that'd be useful, but I usually use just frag grenades. I also got a blaster pistol. We won't be using that because none of our builds. And Carth isn't really good at that. If we talk to Duros again, he just mentions thanking us, and he'll just get rid of the bodies for us. So we'll ignore that for now. So let's talk to some of the residents here. Ooh, we got a security door. I don't have security. However, our friend Carth does. He can go into people's houses with no one's permission. Hey, there's a lady over there. I wonder if she'll actually respond to us, or if she'll be like other RPGs where they're just like, hey, how's it going?
Who are you? What are you doing in here? You can't just come barging into someone's home.
Holy crap, a person actually responded to the player character in an RPG about breaking into their house. Wow. I'm just looking for something to steal. That's funny. I'm sorry, I was just investigating the area.
That's no excuse. You can't just go around barging into people's apartments because you're curious. But at least you're more polite than that pig Holden.
Well, I'm surprised she didn't call for the guards. Oh, wait, no, this is a poor apartment in the slums. Never mind. Still, I'm surprised she didn't pull a knife on us or whatever. Holden, who's that?
Just one of Darvik's men who can't keep his hands to himself. But all he got for his trouble was a nasty scar from my vibroblade. Too bad I'm the one still paying the price.
Isn't it kind of funny that I just broke into this lady's house and she's already telling me what her troubles are? RPGs, am I right? What do you mean?
I don't want to talk about it. I'm in enough trouble already. Besides, I don't know if I can trust you.
Well, that's true. I just walked into your house, but luckily, you could either threaten her or try to persuade her. Let's try that.
No, I don't think so. I can't afford to trust anybody right now. Please, just leave me alone.
Now, if I remember correctly, can I talk to her again? Okay.
Good.
Yeah, unfortunately, skills in this game have like all things, have a secret die roll in the background, a D20 roll that happens without you knowing. So you can't, even if you have a lot of skill, if you have really low skill, there's still a chance you'll succeed at something if the rolls are right. Now, unfortunately, since we failed at that, I want to reload. Unfortunately, this will happen a lot in the game if you want to try and get the result you want. Since I actually put points to persuade, I would at least like my persuade skill to actually be of use. Let's do that again. I don't remember every single chance I'll have to save or reload, but I'll try to have like a soft save. If you're playing online, you could have a quick save file. Unfortunately, I'm not playing online. I'm playing on my Xbox, so I can't do that. But I will try to save at every major encounter for that purpose. Yeah, unfortunately, that means me doing this all over again. Let's switch to Karth. Yeah, it kind of messes up the camera just a bit while we're doing that. But anyway, let's see if we can get Dia to... oops, sorry.
Yes?
Let's see if we can get Dia to do that. Actually, talk about that. Let me go ahead and save in another slot. I'm going to be doing this a lot for recording purposes because you know, like if the recording fails or something like that, and I'll need to redo
Who
it. So
are you?
never
What
save
do
the
you
saves.
do?
At least if you're doing... Anyway,
That's
let's
next.
just skip for dialogue.
Just one
Yes,
of
use Holden. Excellent. What do you mean?
I don't...
She can't trust you.
No, I don't think...
Oh, I got this to work earlier.
Good.
All right, let's try it one more time. If not, I'll load the game when she actually does accept my help. Like I said, you know, it's a secret role, and there's not really much to manipulate it. Now, you don't have to talk to her now. This is actually part of a side quest later on. But since I'm here, I might as well get out of the way, and it'll be mentioned in my notes. Yeah, sorry about that, folks. Like I said, if I was a scoundrel and had like really high charisma and beefed up my persuade, it probably wouldn't fail at all. But unfortunately, because of the class I'm paying,
That's no...
and the skills I've got...
Just one of Darvik's...
Oh, wait,
I
I
don't-
didn't upgrade my persuade. Well, let's see if we can...
No, I don't...
Nah, I didn't think so.
Good.
Yeah, okay. I'll reload it whenever I get her to accept the persuade option. Give me a second.
Well, I suppose you seem like an all-right sort. When I cut Holden, it made him back off, but it also embarrassed him in front of his friends. Holden's a spiteful little hut slug. He went and put out a bounty on my head for what I did. That's why I'm hiding out here.
So you just defended yourself, and you cut a guy, which, you know, heat of the moment, and then he sets a bounty on you? Man, talk about having a small dick. I mean, you know, no, he's just angry about what happened. Oh, by the way, that took me a couple tries, which, weirdly enough, I was doing some trial stuff earlier just to you know, remember certain things, and when I was doing the trial run, I succeeded to persuade immediately, like the first try, so that's just the randomness of the game. And there's... anyway, you can actually collect the bounty on your head if you just want to kill her and get it later on, you know, if you're kind of doing bad guy stuff, but is there anything I can do
I
to help?
doubt it. Holden is one of Darvik's men. When you work for the local crime lord, the authorities tend to turn a blind eye. I'm afraid this is between me and Holden now.
I'm a RPG protagonist. It's my right to butt in. Maybe I could speak to Holden for you.
Could try, I guess. He usually hangs out at the cantina in the lower city. It probably won't do any good. Holden's used to getting his own way. That's one of the fringe benefits of being a goon for Darvik. Working for the local crime lord lets you get away with things. Still, I appreciate the offer.
Man, how long has it been since I've heard the word goon in anything, really, or someone say it? Hey,
I
can
can't
you have
help you
some
there.
questions?
Since this thing with Holden, I've been scared to leave my apartment. I don't know anything about what's going on in the outside world anymore.
Well, don't worry, lady. You can still collect the bounty, even though you said you help her. All right, well,
Goodbye
I'll try
and
to
good
figure it
luck.
out then.
I hope you can talk some sense into Holden.
Realistically, there's no reason for me to help her at this point. Like, I'm supposed to be helping myself, but there is a side quest that points you here anyway. And if you just don't have the security, which shouldn't matter because Karth comes with security. But anyway, let's talk to the rest of the residents. Well, I don't see too many of your kind around here. Most of the residences run down old apartment of illegal aliens. My name is Lauren, by the way. Pleased to meet you, Lauren. My name is Valdemar. I don't care what your name is. Oh man, I kind of wish I was playing the dick version in this game, but nope, I'm being canon story version of my character. I know it's really none of my business, but you look like someone who might need to purchase one of those new energy shields. They're the latest thing, you know, very high tech. What's so great about these energy shields? Oh, by the way, this is another tutorial for an item you can use in the game if you want. Helpful in certain situations, not every fight, mainly for large encounters or quote-unquote boss fights. What's so great about these energy shields? When you use one, it surrounds you with a radiant or a particle mesh that absorbs blaster bolts. Pretty handy to fight. The shield even protects against lightsabers, so I hear. The shields aren't perfect, of course. They can only absorb so much energy before they burn out, and ion blasters take your basic dueling shield down pretty quick.
And I can tell you from experience that they aren't any good at all against a simple vibroblade. That's why the Republic has been training soldiers in hand-to-hand and melee combat.
Where did this technology come from?
I
I heard rumors of the Akani using shields like this, but I never saw anything like that around here until the Sith came, where they discovered the technology was anyone's guess. The shields are too rare and too expensive to hand out to an entire army, but a shielded strike team can take out a whole battalion of soldiers armed with conventional blasters. It gave the Sith a huge edge in early battles, but it wasn't long before the Republic was able to copy the technology and come up with their own energy shields of their own. Now both sides are scrambling to come up with new weapons to slice through their shields, but until they do, you're going to see melee combat coming back to the forefront in this war. Anything else? Not much more to say, really, except I've managed to get my hands on one of those shields. It isn't cheap, but it can make the difference between life and death. You want to see what I have in stock? I know my kiosk isn't much to look at, but prices are reasonable and the merchandise is sound. In this game, there are a lot of alien talk, and basically it's just to save on voice acting, so like I said, I'll probably speak through those, or maybe even just brief through them if it's not that big a deal. Why do you have a kiosk here? I run a little shop here in this old building, selling basic equipment to illegal aliens renting out these apartments. Mentioned something about illegal aliens living here. By law, most aliens aren't allowed to have a residence in the Upper City of Terrace. They allow a few of us Twi'leks up here, but for the most part, it's humans only. But no self-respecting Upper City human would want to live in the apartments in this dump, so the landlord has been renting out the apartments illegally to aliens. Better than letting them sit empty, I guess. Otherwise, you get squatters and people hiding out from the authorities living in the abandoned apartments. But they don't pay rent. Aren't you worried about getting caught? The terrorist authorities pretty much turned a blind eye to this place. A few illegal aliens just weren't worth the bother. And once the Sith took over, they felt the same way. Besides, I don't live here myself. I just run a small business providing supplies to the residents. You want to see what I have in stock? And I don't think he answers any questions, but let's ask. Questions? I'd rather not. It might be bad for business. If people saw me answering a bunch of questions for a human. Most of it, oh no, sorry. I said something about Kadir, the janitor. He's bothering on senile, so all the residents here figure he's harmless. They won't mind you talking to him, and he might be able to help you out with questions. Sorry, I thought that he started repeating his thing there. Anyway, what do you have for sale? One of our first vendors. Really don't need to buy anything here yet. The energy shield is not bad for certain situations, because basically you use it and it'll absorb 20 damage, or either it'll absorb 20 damage first or last 200 seconds. This is good for fights that have like a lot of people shooting at you. We'll get some later. It's not necessary to buy it, but anyway, mines, we don't need those. Those are if you're playing a scoundrel or using stealth quite a bit, so maybe this is more important for hard mode, not really normal mode. At least I don't find any use of it. And he's got some grenades. Concussion grenades are actually really nice. They have a really good chance of stunning groups. So if you don't have enough frag grenades or whatever, you can stun them and attack them that way. It makes it easier for them to hit. Most of the stuff we don't really need for our builds, and some of them we'll get later on, but there's some guns that like work better on shields or hit or stun, or this one does dexterity damage, so it's harder, lowers their AC to hit, stuff like that. But I don't want to go over every single item. Depending on what goes on, if I get enough money, I may want to get this light battle armor, because I have just enough dex bonus, and if I buy that, it raises to 19. I don't want to yet, but it's definitely something to consider. We'll be back for that later, until we get some better armor.
What?
All right, let's go stealing more people's stuff, shall we?
On it.
Come on, Karth.
It's open.
No problem. Hey, lady, what's up? Don't hurt me! Oh, okay. Well, I feel like I have a dick, but, well, you don't get any dark side or light side points for this, so hooray! Now, what do you have to say? Sorry, human, you don't want to talk to us. Okay, fine. This will take us to Upper City. We don't want to quite do that yet. Oh, I hope a whole episode isn't us just going through the apartments here. Oh, whoops, wrong thing.
It's open.
Luckily, we'll get a companion later on that's a lot better at security, so we won't have to. We can just play as him. Yep. Hey, at least these people actually say, "Please leave." You know, like why are you robbing me? But yeah, I'm surprised the game doesn't give me dark side points for robbing. Okay, there's nothing there. I think there's one more room, and we can talk to that janitor that guy mentioned before we leave. We'll have to come back to the apartments later when we want to talk to Dia for completing that bounty hunter mission. If you check the quest log, it'll mention.
Yes.
It'll mention going back to her after you take care of her bounty hunting. But yeah, let's talk to the janitor really quick, see if he has any interesting dialogue.
Watch where you're walking. I just cleaned those floors.
Sorry, I didn't
Well,
know.
all right then, no hard feelings. My name's Kadir. I'm the janitor for this building. You must be the new tenant here, right? You ever thought they'd rent that abandoned apartment? You look like an off-worlder. What happened? You get stuck here because of the quarantine? Can't see any other reason someone would want to rent that old apartment.
Can I ask you some questions?
Don't know how much I can tell you, but seeing as how you're new here, I guess I can try and help you out.
Well, thanks, old man. Let's see. Tell me the terrace in general.
Decent enough place to live, I guess, except for the lower levels. That's where the swoop gangs hang out. Just stay in Upper City and you'll be fine. You also might want to check out the cantina. I used to go there when I was younger. A good place to get a drink and find out what's going on in the Upper City.
That's definitely a place to check out. Maybe we can find out about Bastila or any mentions of Jedi. Where is this
Just
cantina?
keep following the apartment complex ring until you come to the elevator. It'll take you out to the upper streets there. And from there, just head south a ways. You can't miss it.
Anything else?
Don't know how much...
Let's see. Skip that. He mentions...
The best place to go is probably Kebley Yurt's store. She's right across from the cantina, so you can stop in for a drink if you get thirsty while you're shopping. Just keep following the...
Okay, same thing. He says
Don't know
that.
how-
And then, what about the Sith? So the equipment, so there's an equipment person next to the cantina, so we might check out for her goods, too. What do you think of the Sith in this quarantine?
Not much of an issue for me, you know. I ain't never left Taurus, and they ain't never gonna. A lot of other folks are sure riled up about it, but I don't really know much about it. I prefer to keep to myself, mostly. But there's plenty of people at the cantina who'll be more than happy to tell you what they think about the Sith and their quarantine.
You really want me to go to this cantina? All right, I'll get blind stinking drunk.
I
Jeez.
should get back to work anyway. I'll probably see you around. I'm here most of the time. A building doesn't clean itself, you know.
All right, yeah. Just to let you know, folks, if you're not a fan of, like, dialogue-heavy games, I don't know what to tell you, folks. This is just one of those games. And this is one of my favorites, so, you know, you just hopefully you're okay with that. So, anyway, let's go to the Upper City. Let's see what's, loading time. It's not too bad in this game. Although, like I said, if I was playing the PC version, I'd probably load a lot quicker, but I just have to suffer an Xbox game loading, you know. That's probably one of the few benefits about playing games on PC is you could either, you know, find some mods or upgrades to it to improve loading times or graphics and stuff like that. And as far as I know, there's a whole lot of mods for this game on the PC version, but, alright. Let's go ahead and save it in another slot. Just every time I go into a new area, I want to make sure to save it just in case, even though it auto-saved, I want to have a hard save too. Just in case any dialogue options for Persuasion come around.
Greetings and
What do you
good
have to
day.
say?
On behalf of the new Sith rulers, I am programmed to encourage you to enjoy your stay on Taurus. I am a protocol droid programmed to provide information to everyone on Taurus, citizens and visitors alike. Is there something I can do to serve you?
Well, how nice of you, the Sith, to program you to tell us about what's going on in this world. You can tell me about
The
the
Sith
Sith.
are the new authority here on Taurus. They seek to preserve the customs of our world, also I am told. More than this I cannot say. May I be of any further service to you?
Is there some way I can get off this planet?
I am
You know,
afraid that is
for no
impossible.
reason.
Taurus is currently under a planet-wide quarantine. The Sith are allowing no one to arrive or leave except on official Sith business. May I be of any further service to you?
Well, that sucks. I mean, go Sith Lords. Do you know anything about the gangs in Lower City?
The Taurus Tourism Board has issued a strong warning to all visitors to avoid the lower city. It is a violent and dangerous place you would do well to avoid. May I be of any further service to you?
At least he's looking out for me. How come there are hardly any aliens around?
Alien species have restricted access to the upper city. This is one of the most ancient traditions of Taurus, and the Sith have promised to preserve such traditions. Of course, I have yet to see them arrest a single alien for traveling the upper city without a permit. May I be of any further service to you?
Well, at least they don't enforce the law. That's kind of stupid to begin with. Who do you work for?
I am an employee of the Taurus government, programmed to provide information and guidance to any who require it. May I be of any further service to you?
Nope. Be gone from my sight, droid. You've
Then
told
if you will excuse me, I must continue my appointed rounds.
you've given me enough exposition.
I heard
Let's
there's a
see.
swoop guy.
Swoop. I've heard that voice actress before and stuff. Anything from you guys? Nope. Oh, there's an escape pod here. Is this... Oh, this must have been the one I dropped in, probably. And Karth pulled me from... I'm surprised there's not a dialogue option from Karth here mentioning that, but no well. Ooh. Fancy architecture. I think he said that the... Oop. Hello. Okay. Why didn't you just say something to me? But alright. Yeah, the game sometimes will do this. Not often, though. Near the end of the game, they stop having this. Yeah, basically, Karth wants me to talk to him. Okay. What's up, Karth?
Yes, what's on your mind?
You were looking at me weird. Okay. I want to know more about you, Karth.
Me? Well, I've been a star pilot for the Republic for years. Seen more than my share of wars. I fought in the Mandalorian Wars before all this started. But with all that, I've never experienced anything like the slaughter these Sith animals can unleash. Not even the Mandalorians were that senseless. My homeworld was one of the first planets to fall to Malak's fleet. The Sith bombed it into submission, and there wasn't a damn thing our Republic forces could do to stop them.
Talking like it's your fault, like you failed somehow. I'm sorry, Karth, that must be painful for you. Calm down, I was just asking. I want to be a dick. Sorry, Karth, this must be very painful for you.
I'm just a soldier. I go where the fleet admirals tell me to. I follow my orders and I do my duty. It's just... Doesn't seem right that doing that means I failed them. I didn't.
It must be a problem with my disc, because there's a weird disconnect between the voices and whatever. Them, do you mean the people from your homeworld? Why you get mad at me? It sounds like it's not like it's my fault. I'm sorry, Karth. I didn't mean to upset you.
No, I know. Don't worry about it. I must not be making much sense. You probably mean well with your questions. I'm just not accustomed to talking about my past very much. At all, actually. I'm more used to taking action, keeping my mind focused on the business at hand. So let's just do that. If you have more questions, ask them later.
Typical BioWare fashion. We get little snippets of a character's storyline throughout the whole game, so there you go. Nothing wrong with that. Let's see. There's Kulia's shop for equipment. We might check that out. We don't really have the money, and then there's the cantina. But you know, let's do a quick look through and see if let's see anything we can steal. Although that's not too far from the truth. Sometimes that can happen. Sometimes there'll just be little things in shops. You go like, hey, can I steal from you? Nope, it needs to clean. Hello.
Hello there. I haven't seen you in my shop before. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Kebla Yurt. Welcome to the Equipment Emporium. You looking to buy some supplies? My shop's the largest one in all of Upper Terrace. Best selection on the planet. Whatever you need, I've got. Well, mostly.
Mostly? What do you mean by that?
The Sith confiscated all my heavy weapons, and they impounded all my ships and swoop bikes. But I've still got a real nice selection, if you're interested.
You're a nice lady. Sure, I'll ask you. Do you have anything? Well, do you have
Anything I can do
anything?
to help a potential customer out. What do you want to know?
This sounds like it's the episode of asking questions. Do you know anything about those escape pods that crashed here on Terrace?
I heard a couple of pods crash down in the Undercity. I bet the crash sites have already been stripped clean by the Sith, though. Unless the swoop gangs or Davik's men got there first.
So, possibly, Bastila might be in the hand of Davik or these swoop gangs, so, because we haven't heard anything up here yet. Swoop gangs, what can you tell me about them?
I don't have anything good to say about those swoop gangs. Zooming around on their swoop bikes, terrorizing the lower city like a bunch of animals. Things weren't so bad when the Hidden Becks were running the show. But ever since the rise of the Black Vulcar gang, the lower city has been nothing short of a war zone. The Sith haven't even bothered trying to maintain order down there. And I heard a rumor that Davik's own people are having problems with the Black Vulcars now.
Oh, good. Gang wars. How nice. What do you know about Davik?
Oh, Davik's a legitimate businessman, if you get my drift. Smuggling, slaving, extortion. They say he's a member of the Exchange, you know, the big intergalactic criminal organization.
Well, I've heard of the Exchange. Bad organization to cross. But if anyone has blockade-breaking ships, however, it's them.
I have to pay him a protection fee every month, but it's reasonable. And I get most of my inventory through Davik and his suppliers. I'm just smart enough not to ask where it came from, you understand?
Okay, did this lady just do the black sassy woman on me? I'm just wondering, I'm just kidding. But, so we've got gang war, we've got the Sith, we've also got the exchange here. Oh, good. What else is on this planet? Let's see. Okay. Davik's... Is Davik working with the Sith?
Davik hates the Sith as much as anybody. The quarantine has put a real dent in his operations, too. But he's keeping a low profile as long as the occupation lasts. Davik stays out of the way, and the Sith don't bother him. The swoop gangs could learn a thing or two from this tidy little arrangement, instead of always going after each other.
So we could probably convince Davik to pay Davik to get us off this place when we find Bastila, maybe. That's something to think about. How do you feel about the Sith?
It's not smart to say bad things about the people in power, if you get my meaning. I just wish the Sith would ease up on the quarantine, though. They're killing my business. I can't say I like having them here in Upper City, but it could be worse, and we're still a lot better off than the Lower City, what with those swoop gangs and all.
We were asked about that. Any general information you can give me?
Oh, you're one of those off-worlders, aren't you? Come to Terrace for a short business trip and end up stuck here because of the Sith quarantine, right? Oh, you can't be too happy. Trapped on an unfamiliar world and all. But Terrace isn't so bad, as long as you stay in the Upper City. Just try to avoid the Sith. And stay out of the Lower City. The swoop gangs are totally out of control. Even Davik's men are having trouble down there.
And of course, we already had that conversation, so I'll be
Good
going
day
now.
to you then. Remember to come back to my shop if you ever need any supplies.
Yeah, she's quite handy. She gave us quite a lot of information for not buying
Well,
anything. But yeah, let's see what we have.
Just so you know, the prices on the items are final. No bargaining here. This isn't a swap meet, okay? I only deal in top-notch stuff.
Just do a quick overview just to make sure. If you have a really high dex build, like with a Scoundrel, this is actually pretty good armor here, the Halloway suit. Let's see, nothing here I need so far. Like I said, the light battle armor, actually I think her light battle armor is actually 25 credits cheaper than that one dude's. I might buy it from her then later. I don't need it yet, but I'll definitely consider it. I think with this build, I was considering a double-bladed sword. But not yet. Like in this game, there isn't an infinite amount of money there, but there are ways to get extra money in the game. But she has a bit more than that other dude. So, I'm gonna need this later. This perm detonator. But I'm trying to remember. I think we can also get it from somewhere else. But keep this in mind, folks. We'll need this thing for later. But I don't want to buy it just yet. I want to try to earn some credits first before we go on. You know what they say, even though we're supposed to be using our time for trying to solve a quest, there's always time for earning money, especially in a Western RPG.
I'm here on official Sith business.
Ooh, Sith armor, how nice. Let's check the cantina, see if we can learn some more information, because that one lady gave us quite a bit of info, but well, it's not 100%, and we want to make sure we have all our bases covered and all our chickens cooped and all that other jazz before we go to the Undercity. But yeah, unfortunately, this like all Western RPGs, or actually even JRPGs, there's always a big chunk of conversation, talking, and so forth, with also a bit of action. So, and here we introduce in the cantina, we're going to be introduced to a couple new NPCs, also a way to get some money, and Pazaak. But we'll find out more about Pazaak on the next episode of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and may the Force be with you.